Hello and welcome back to the Squared Circle with me, Mr. David Aloka.
And me, Joe Ojala.
That's right, we are back. What a new year, ready to kickstart this bad boy. We've got the Ring Magazine Awards coming on this week, and I know you got a whole host of stuff for us to talk about, Joe. So why don't you kick us off?
Right, cool. Since you started the Ring Magazine Awards, let's get straight into it. I want to actually ask you a few questions. By the way, Happy New Year for everyone. Wrote a couple of end of year awards, right? Nominations, and we're gonna quickly go through and pick our winners. Then we'll get into the boxing news. So the Ring Magazine, the event is happening on the 11th this Saturday, and there's going to be a couple of awards that we're gonna go through, David. So I'm gonna ask you first, who do you think your fighter of the year is?
Fighter of the year has got to be Alexander Usyk. We're talking undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. We're talking winning the rematch in emphatic fashion. We were there live and direct. At the time, I saw it a little bit closer. Looking back on the fight, I can see exactly the way in which it was called. And I just think he's been sensational. So I think we're gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Alexander Usyk.
You already know who I'm gonna go with, bro. I'm on the same boat as you, brother. Look, at the end of the day, when we was watching the fight, I think we both had it like draw or a point either way. Like 7-5 Usyk or 7-5 Fury or 6-6. But looking back at the fight, I rewatched it as well, and I pretty much thought it was 7-5 Usyk, to be honest. And what he did in 2024 is nothing short of remarkable. What he did, he became undisputed world heavyweight champion, the first one in 25 years. Um, you know, took on all of the challenges that were there to be had, and he went through all of them like it was a game. He could basically complete the game, like the game of boxing, hasn't he? So anything he does from now on is just a bonus, and most definitely, he definitely deserves fight of the year for 2024. Big shout out to people like Daniel Dubois, Inoue, Bam Rodriguez, Beterbiev, but look, it has to be Alexander Usyk at the end of the day. Um, let's move on to fight of the year. So let me tell you the nominations I have. This is my personal nominations. I know some of the viewers might be, "Oh, have you missed this one? Have you missed that one?" This is my personal one. So I've got options of Fury Usyk 1, Fury Usyk 2, Kolmotov versus Ray Ford, Beterbiev Bivol, Wardley Clark 1, and Serrano versus Taylor 2.
Strangely enough, yeah, if you're gonna talk about all of those fights, yeah, it's not gonna be as high profile. But honestly, that Wardley Clark fight, yeah, was
It was a
absolutely
cracker,
sensational.
innit? It was
Like
absolutely
it was
cracker.
absolutely sensational. I can't lie. It's a fight going that way, especially in the heavyweight division, and still being exciting. That that takes a lot of beating. So I'm actually gonna go Woodley Clark one.
I don't blame you, man. That fight was really insane. That's probably the best fight Boxer had on in 2024 as well. So that was a massive success in the O2 Arena. Personally, I'm gonna go with Turvia Bivol, man. Love that fight. The IQ, the skill, the change of tides, the competitiveness, the will to win, the 50-50. It was a real 50-50 fight, that one, and it they could fight 100 times, and you're gonna get an amazing fight every time. So I'm gonna go with Beterbiev Bivol. Um, Now I'm gonna ask you win of the year. So we got Usyk Fury 1. So Alexander Usyk's win against Tyson Fury in the first bout. Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua. Daniel Dubois' win. And Beterbiev versus Bivol. Beterbiev's win. Which, in your opinion, had the best win in that list?
Victory of the year is gonna go to Daniel Dubois for me, to be honest with you, because you know people didn't regard him as a bona fide champion. He was regarded like an email champion because obviously Alexander Usyk relinquished that belt, and largely relinquished it to help probably his friend, uh, you know, Anthony Joshua to become a three-time world champion,
Mm.
which didn't go that way. It ended up going in the way of Daniel Dubois and not by some small feat either. I absolutely love Anthony Joshua, but Daniel Dubois just came ready that day and against all the odds and against what a lot of people would have thought would have been the case, dismantled Anthony Joshua in that fight. So for me, it has to go with Daniel Dubois.
I hear it, and with Daniel Dubois at the time, I didn't think it was a massive golf in class between those two. I remember in the videos, I think I said it was like 55 to 45 towards Andy Joshua's favor. I wasn't shocked that Daniel Dubois won. I was more shocked of the way he won, right? The devastation that he implemented on Anthony Joshua on the night was beyond belief for me. Personally, I'm gonna go with Beterbiev once again. I think what Beterbiev did. Although I thought it was a draw, at the end of the day, Beterbiev walked Bivol down. He showed a championship performance. He showed heart. He showed IQ. He showed skill. He showed ruthlessness. And that performance was, in my opinion, the victory of the year because, like I said in the previously, that was one of the best fights of the year. That was the best fight in the year, in my opinion. And whoever wins the best fight of the year, I think, deserves victory of the year, right? Um, Next, let's go with promoter of the year, right? You got Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, and Oscar De La Hoya.
What kind of question is this, bro? There's only one man for this one. That's Uncle Frank, man. Big Uncle Frank, big Unc. Uncle Frank has dominated this year. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I know my boy Eddie Hearn's not going to want to hear that, but the truth of the matter is, he knows. If he's going to speak the truth, he knows. Uncle Frank has dominated this year. Uncle Frank is Mr. Riyadh season,
Hmm.
certified. Like he has been behind and involved with every major fight this year, every single Riyadh season fight this year, from the one in LA to London to Latino night to everything. So even the things that you're gonna try and credit or could possibly credit Matchroom for or credit Golden Boy for in terms of their biggest fight nights of the year, Uncle Frank has been involved in those bad boys. Okay. There's only one winner of this, and that's Big Uncle Frank.
Look, you know how much I love Eddie, but I can't disagree with you, to be honest. I do think Frank Warren is probably grass promoter of the year, which is, do you know what? Yeah, this 2024 year for Frank, like, I think he hates the word that he's the ultimate survivor. You know, everyone pins him as the ultimate survivor in boxing, the stuff he's gone through, in the the last 40 years, right? But like he has come out on top of everyone. In the last 5 years, it was fair to say Eddie Hearn's been dominating year by year by year. And Queensberry's been not put on the side, but definitely inferior to Matchroom. The production, the shows, the viewership, etc. But Frank Warren has really, come in this year once again, showing that he is the jefe of this. Um, Now we talk about promoter of the year, but let's talk about the promotional company of the year, right? So you got Matchroom, Queensberry, PBC, Golden Boy, Top Rank, and Boxer. I'm gonna start off with saying I think Matchroom wins it. I think they're the only global promotional company, right, in boxing. So the fact they do these shows in America, they do shows in all outs of Europe. You keep looking at me like that. Why are you looking at me like that for?
But we just want to give something to Eddie.
No, I
You just want
don't.
to
No, no, I
you
genuinely think it's matching, bro. I really
want
wish
to
I had the list of fights, but they're the ones who've been putting out most fights consistently out of everyone.
Magnificent Seven, bro. Magnificent Seven. One another candidate for
Yeah.
fight of the year talking about Denzel Bentley. Listen, come
Mm.
on, man. Come look, let's be listen. Eddie's taking his foot off the gas this year. You can't give promoter of the year to Uncle Frank and then give promotion. I know what you're trying to do here. That's what I'm
I'm not.
saying.
No, generally, I generally no, no. But look,
Eddie in. I
yeah.
see you and I respect it.
No.
But it's Uncle Frank, bro. It's
Do
Queensbury, man.
you know what it is? Like,
Queensbury
the reason
promotions.
why we say Frank deserves promoter of the year, yeah, a big part of it is because HE's coming and make Frank the head honcho of all of it. Like, you're gonna run it. Him, Seller, and Spencer Brown, they're the ones at right at
All
the
the
top.
big fights that you rate, yeah. All the big fights that you rate this year, or last year, I should say, Queensbury Promotions have been the promoter of that fight. Every single
Yeah, but
one.
that's unfair,
That,
David. That's unfair
no,
because
I'm it's what it is,
Viterbi and
bro.
Bivol, like, Frank's got nothing to do
Queensbury
with that
Promotions.
fight, for example.
Queensbury
Like, in terms of
Promotions.
the two fighters.
Queensbury Promotions. Matchroom versus Queensbury. Who won that? Queensbury Promotions, bro. It's Queensbury right now. Listen, I know, bro. I know it hurts, bro. It's Queensbury right now. We can't. Yeah, I'm saying. I just gotta be honest with you, bro. It's Queensbury. I know you got everybody's got their own opinions. I hear it. But brother, I gotta tell you when the spade's a spade, my G. And the spade is a spade. It's Queensbury, man. 5-0, bro. 10-0.
I
The double
can't
or
lie,
nothing.
you're
You know what
giving
I'm
me a
saying?
spanking here. I
Brother,
can't lie.
come on, Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Come on.
Nah, Matchroom. Anyway, Matchroom wins that one. So next up is trailer of the year. So we got Four Crown Showdown, Sweet Caroline, the Wembley event, Fury Usyk 1, Fury Usyk 2, and Crawford versus Madrimov. There are a couple of more, but those are the ones that, stood out to me. Um,
If
what do you
if
think?
you if you go with anything besides the Four Crown Showdown, then I know that you're definitely, brother. Four Crown Showdown was absolute. It was an epic.
You know, I still
That's what,
watch that.
bruv. Let me tell you something. Four Crown Showdown was better than Gladiator 2, the movie.
You watched that too, yeah? Was it good?
No, it was good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. However, brother, that Four Crown Showdown, I want to see the film.
Mm,
I want to see the movie. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to see the movie. I need to see it. I need to see it again. I can't wait for the last crescendo. I can't wait to see the last crescendo. And they need to do a freaking a biopic
yeah.
of the Four Crown Showdown and the rematch when it's all done. Because boy, that trailer there, well, the trailer was better than the fight. The trailer was better than any fight that was put on this last year. I can't like, and fights I put on last year was sensational, but that trailer was epic. That was something that I could see a Michael Bay making, a freaking Steven Spielberg. That
Mm.
was special, special.
Bro, you
What do you?
know I'm gonna go. I'm with you as well. We're on the same boat. I love that. I loved it. Loved it. I still watch. I watched it yesterday just for the banter.
Come
Just for
on.
the banter, I was like, oh my God, the fight's done. I'm still watching it, bro. Like that trailer by far is one of the best pieces of cinematic, what's the word, videography that I've ever seen in my life, bro. So we're on the same page there. Next up, I got personality of the year, and I only got Turkey Al Sheikh, to be honest. I can't think,
Yeah.
I can't think anyone
You
else.
could have squeezed in an Oscar De La Hoya here, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro. He's been active. He's
Yeah,
been
that's a
active.
good point.
Created his own. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but he don't. He not Joy.
His own content stream.
Yeah.
He's out here doing things. He's active.
Mm,
He's dressed up for Halloween. Like he's been out here. He's been doing. To be honest with you, he's actually put in a lot. He's shown a lot of personality this year. Obviously, the man of the year has got to be the man of the year, Turkey Allah Sheikh. But if I'm outside of that, like usually Eddie Hearn has it when it comes to banter and all that stuff. But this
yeah.
year, I lie. Like I said this year, I'm talking 2024. Last year, bruv, Oscar De La Hoya was on smoke, bro, and
He was. He
it was
definitely made me
beautiful.
chuckle a few times still. Nah, you're right. I hear it. I just, to be honest, in my personal opinion, I thought no one was close to HE. The fact that he's made boxing great again, like, it's no one close to him because what he's brought
I'm
to
with you.
boxing. But yeah, let's move to.
It's just the way in which when you say personality,
Yeah, I hear it. Nah.
I mind I think about the actual persona as opposed to like the most influential person of the year.
Yeah, my
You see what
mistake
I'm
with
saying?
their
So
categories. Yeah,
I'd
category
give the
titles.
influential to my man, but I'm telling you, this year I said that last year, bro. As Oscar was, bro. We spoke about Oscar hella times
He
on
did
our
still.
thing. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
still. He'll be a great person to ever speak to. But yeah. But we're going HE, obviously. We have to. Right?
Yeah, we have to. We have
Yeah.
to. We have to.
All right, cool. Just a few more. Event of the year, you got Wembley, LA, and Fury Usyk 1. I'm going Wembley.
Yeah, it's
Wembley
gonna
was
have to be
epic.
Wembley. It's gonna have to be
Epic.
Wembley.
Yeah, I don't want
Them
to
and
go. I don't want to talk too much about all of this, so I'm gonna finish it off. Then we'll go into the news.
them and they inflated the Wembley numbers. I think they said what is at the end they tried to say it was what 98 or
I think I said
96,000.
98 or something. Yeah. Do you know what, though?
Yeah,
There were
yeah,
so many people. I couldn't. It's not like you can really tell though, innit? Like
yeah.
I was
You
with my
can't.
brethren that day, and I saw like it was packed to the top. Like obviously, you saw
Yeah,
a couple of empty seats, but like that
was
was
packed.
because yeah, Frank was vexed about it. That's because apparently their seats that the pillars of the ring will block it, so that's why those seats were empty. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm going Wembley to be honest. LA was really really good. Fury one was good as well. But this is different. Card of the year, the fights on the night. So you got Wembley. I got 5 versus 5, Wembley and Paterby Bivol 1. Um,
Where you going?
I'm gonna go Wembley. I really enjoyed the fights on the night. Actually, no, I'm not gonna go Wembley. I'm gonna go Paterby Bivol 1 or 5. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go 5 versus 5. When I'm talking about card, I'm talking about
You
the
moved to
fighters.
that free
No, no,
thing.
I'm capping. I'm trying to
You
figure
go
it
three
out.
ways, bro.
Nah, I'm 5v5. Put my hand up. 5v5. 5v5. I'm going 5v5.
I'm going LA.
Yeah,
I'm
LA.
going LA. I'm going LA. I know it wasn't part of your nominees there, but I'm going that LA card. I think that LA
Oh no,
card
it was
was
there. I missed that LA. My
incredible.
bad. No, LA is there. Yeah.
Card was incredible, bro. I think that LA card was insane. Like that's what you had Ruiz on there, you had Big Baby on there, you had both Big Babies on there.
Yeah, I'm going LA as well.
Come on, man, it was insane.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
you had Terrence
mm.
on that bad boy, and you had Eminem. Come on, man.
Nah, you're right. It's LA. Do you know what? The fact that I've gone four different options in the last 30 seconds shows how good these fights have been, these cards have been in it. But nah, you're right. You sold me, LA. And lastly, I'm gonna go with host of the year. So I put three people down that really, I think deserve the flowers. One's Eddie Hearn. One is Adeola Depot, and the last is Dev Saney.
Ade is my dog, so I want to throw in Ade, but the truth is, it's dead. It's dead, man.
You think
Dev,
so? I think Ade's been really, like Ade's been really, really good.
Ade is my dog. I want it to be Ade, but Dev has been like hosting shows,
Yeah.
host press conferences, hosting like he's been out here, he's been hosting everything.
Hmm.
And his consistency and his growth as well. Like Ade has always had that talent
Yeah.
to something. Like Dev has come into his own character, into his own space. There's so much growth and development in him that I, you know, I'd love to give it to Ade because that's my dog.
Hmm.
But then for me, I have to for me my for me I have to give it to Dev because I just think that he's gone on leaps and bounds. His confidence has grown massively, and he's able to deal with the awkwardness in press conferences like
Yeah.
exceptionally well. To be honest with you,
So I'm gonna go with Ade Oladipo. The reason why I'm gonna go with Ade is because I've watched almost every DAZN fight in 2024 with and Ade's obviously been um the host of them, and I think he always does a phenomenal job. Like always being put on the spot on it's live, and when I was at Wembley. You was there as well, David. When I was at Wembley, every 10, 20, 30 minutes, he had to get on the stage and announce competitions and announce like what's up next and do it every 20, 15, 15, 20 minutes. And I always thought, I was thinking to myself, I was sitting there actually thinking about it, I was like, because I was there from like the first fight all the way to the end, right? And I was like, wow, like is this not getting tiring for this guy? This guy must be knackered, knackered. The amount of times he kept going up and down, announcing. I'd be nervous to speak in front of like 20 people, let alone 90 plus thousand. You know what I mean? So, and the press conferences and the post-fight interviews he does, the way he asks his questions is a really delicate thing. Post-fight interviews after getting hit in the head, continuously, repeatedly like you're not there, so it's very important and responsible task you have to ask the right questions and not take advantage. Joe Rogan speaks about this all the time, and I think Addy for sure has done the best that I think he can possibly do in general, that anyone could possibly do in general, to be honest. So I'm gonna go with Addy Oladipo, man. Let's get into the actual boxing news, and let's start off with Anthony Joshua has confirmed that he will be targeting Tyson Fury for 2025. David, what's your thoughts?
yeah, that's it. That's my like that's the fight that we want to see. That's the fight that everybody's been waiting for, and hopefully there's no hold up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get that bad boy on Wembley Stadium. Let's make it happen. Let's sweet Carolina all up again.
You think it's gonna happen in Wembley?
Yeah, I think so.
I
I
think,
think
I
so.
think, I think if they're going to do it, I think they're gonna agree a two-fight deal, and I think one's in Riyadh and one's in Wembley. I
And
think they'll do.
which one's in Riyadh and which one's in Wembley?
I think the first one will be in Riyadh.
Now you're dreaming.
You know why I think this? Shall I tell you why? So, in Frank Warren has recently confirmed that there's going to be a 5v5 in May, right? And it's looking likely it will be a 5v5 in May. Look, AJ wants to come back in the summer. Fury needs a long break. The only thing I can think of is AJ Fury headlining that one in Riyadh, and they do a Ring magazine card in December.
Money, too much money. It's too much. It's too much money having. Hey, look, we looked at the Fury card, Fury Usyk card. Let's
Hmm.
be honest, the card was.
It wasn't
straight
great.
garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to. I
Bin
don't
juice.
want to. I don't want
No, it was bin
to.
juice. It was bin juice. It was bin juice, bro. It was...
That's hilarious. Hey, that's hilarious. But no, it was that.
Yeah.
It was lacking heavily. That's because the headliners require a huge chunk of money that there's not
Mm,
enough money to go further down the card. So if you're gonna ask me, that card is not going on no 5 or 5v5 because
really.
the other fighters on the card are gonna get need to get paid as well.
Mm,
So I see this fight going to Wembley, a very very small card, not a highly stacked card, and I can see the rematch going to Riyadh at the tail
mm.
end of the year. They'll probably rematch to close the year. To be honest with you,
They could do rear season. If they do it in May, they could potentially do the rear season opening for 2025 as the main event. You never know. But do you think there's any other fight for those two? Do you think it's time now? Like, it's not a fight, is there?
Wilder's retired again. Well, not again, but he's retired now.
Is Wilder
Uh,
retired?
yeah, I think he came out and said he's retired on like New Year's Day or something like that, on New Year's Eve.
I did not see
So
that. Wow.
yeah, so I think obviously AJ's got the rematch. Obviously Tyson Fury could fight Daniel Dubois.
Mm.
Like there's still fights. There's
It's
still
still
fights in the game.
fights, yeah.
But it depends on if they're hungry to take those fights.
Mm. I
If the
think.
fight gets them up, I think they need to fight each other. I think that's the fight that gets both of them going.
Mm. I think, do you know what it is? Like everyone thinks Tyson Fury's washed all of a sudden. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, over social media. But to me, all that Usyk rematch just proved to me is that both fighters were fighting for number one, and whoever didn't win just got number two. In my opinion, Tyson Fury is the second best heavyweight in the world. I think that's all that fight shows. I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's down now. He's on a decline. I just think he just proved that he's the second best in the world, and he put a really really good performance on. With AJ, a lot of people think he should get like a little warm up. I think there's no point. I think just get into it now. Like there's no point. There's no warm ups in this anymore, man. There's no point. I think they need to go straight into it. A lot of people are a bit annoyed that they look at it as like a Mayweather Pacquiao type of thing. Like it should have been happened 5 years ago. Like 5 years, they would have been fighting for undisputed. But like Wilder arbitration came and didn't it? So what do you think about that? Do you think it's 5 years too late, or do you think look, there's still an appetite for it?
Listen, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Listen, we can't talk about what could have been or what should have been
Mm,
or what could have been or what would have been if it did happen then. Listen, let's just get the fight. That's my opinion.
mm.
Let's get this fight going.
Right.
You
And
know?
we'll do a prediction video when that fight does get announced. Hopefully it does get announced. If it's not happening this year, I don't think it's ever going to happen. But let's move on. I want to talk about Frank Warren filing. Well, not filing. I guess he's continuing his lawsuit against Eubank Jr. I thought that was squashed. What's that about?
Yeah, I thought the beef was squashed as well still, but Frank must have just woke up one day and just thought, nah, I'm not having it.
Hmm.
He's like, I don't know. Big Uncle Frank just thought, nah. Probably thought I'm not leaving no money on the table.
You
It's
know what
mine.
it
This,
is? You know what the problem
yeah.
was, yeah? I think, when Eubank posted that apology, after he posted a picture of him in the press conference of himself during that moment when he was calling Frank, Eddie, Cali Sowland a scumbag, and he posted that with a wink face. So he put up an official apology, like official statement, but it was one of those ones he didn't really mean it. And I think Frank must have seen something like that, or something has happened behind the scenes to be like, I'm not sparing him, bro. I'm taking 300, 400 bags off him, bro. I'm not having it.
Frank is not a joke, man.
He's ruthless in these type scenarios, isn't he?
Frank is not a joke, man. People just keep like Frank is a G. Frank is a G. And I say G, I don't mean G. I mean he's a gangster. He's not. He's a G. Like you
Mm,
can't you can't do the mad thing with Frank.
mm.
Uh, that's what it is. So you know what I mean. As they say, I feel sorry for that man, Chris Eubank. I don't know. It's probably why he wants that 55-45% split from my man because he's been banking on that 5% helping him out with this lean that he's getting.
Mm. What do you think about that? Do you think it's fair? I think Eubank has every right to ask for 55-45 in my opinion, but Look, a lot of people say to Conor Benn, take the 45 as well. But why can't we say to Eubank, take the 50? You know what I mean? Like, I think is part and
I'd
parcel.
just meet halfway and do 52.75, 52.5, and then do 47.5. And let's just get this fight going, man.
I think do this. The winner gets the 55. That's it. Done.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Nah. Yeah, let's quickly talk about Conor Benn. Since you just mentioned him, that he is confirmed on X that the next fight will be for the WBC against Mario Barrios. What's your thoughts about that?
Good. Let him win a world title. I want him to go for a world title. Listen, that fight against Chris Eubank is still there, regardless of whether or not he fights him immediately or he doesn't fight him. Go
Mm,
and win a world title. I'd love for him to win a world title. If he goes out there and wins a world title, then it's 50-50 for sure.
for sure. I
That
want
fight
them.
might be
Yeah.
worth a lot more money than you understand what I'm saying? Then
Mm.
then you know, you can imagine.
Yeah, no, look, the thing is, right, I don't it is a risk when you fight for a world title, it is, but at the end of the day, I feel like Lara for Eubank, like Eubank Jr. has said he wants a world title as well, like he really wants a world title this year, and so is Conor Benn, right? If they both become world champions, right? And I think they're more than capable of becoming world champions against, an old Lara, a Barris who hasn't looked impressive. I think he drew his last fight on that Mike Tyson Jake Paul card, didn't he? So, look, I don't think. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. And if they become world champions, they could fight. And it's more credibility. It will shut up the likes of Simon Jordan saying like these guys are just basically, bums and not really fighting for anything, not like just fighting off their fathers. They won't be just now, they'll be fighting off world titles as well. And a chance for Conor McGregor to become a two-time world champion in two different weight classes is definitely appetizing. Um, but yeah, let's talk about now. I want to talk about Devin Haney, who has said he will be returning in March. I think is on the BLK Prime broadcasters. And apparently it's against Tevin Farmer. It's reported against Tevin Farmer, who lost against Zepeda in a close fight, which a lot of people think Tevin Farmer did win. Um, what's your thoughts about Devin Haney returning in March?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have him back. It's been a while. When was it? April?
Yeah,
Almost 12
April against
months.
Ryan Garcia.
Almost 12 months out of the ring. I think boxing's missed him. He needs to be back in the ring. He needs a resounding performance against Tevin Farmer to get these, I guess, I'd say haters off his back, because there's quite a lot of people that,
Hmm.
especially after losing and then suing Ryan Garcia, like people are not looking at him the same, you
Yeah,
know?
he's getting bare trolls on Twitter.
And cooked. It's
Mad,
getting
mad.
cooked. Cooked. It's getting absolutely cooked. Some people say it's against Tevin Farmer. Some people saying it's against Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
Um,
As well.
so yeah, yeah, it's Teofimo wants it as well. To say Teofimo
Yeah, Tio
tweeting and
Famous said it as
yeah,
well, yeah.
but yeah, all in all, it'd be good to see him back in the ring, and the conversation surrounding his name not being around his loss to Ryan Garcia and this lawsuit that he's having with Ryan Garcia. It being about action inside the squared circle will do good for him, and will be good for boxing.
For sure. I'm a fan of Devin Haney. I think he's got one of the best jabs in the sport, in boxing. So I do think it's important we see Devin Haney return. I think Tevin Farmer's a good name. Tevin Farmer formed the Latino night, didn't he? And he put up a really, really great performance against the Pader. So I think it's a good idea. I think we have to see that Farmer I think we have to see that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight, the rematch. I guess it's not a rematch because that the first fight was a no contest, but we all know what happened. I think it's really important they fight, man. I think it's really important they have that rematch. Do we see that Ryan Garcia fight happening this year?
Nah, I don't think this happens this year.
Why do you think Haney's just gonna avoid it, or do you think Garcia don't want it?
I don't know if Garcia is going to give him the pleasure of doing it again. There's no,
I think he will.
he's got nothing to gain from it, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Garcia's got nothing to gain from it. He's already in the minds of everyone in the boxing public. He did a clinic on my man.
But
He's
if
got
he
nothing.
if he did beat Haney, he'll shut a lot of people up saying you only won because of PEDs. So there is
No,
something
no one's
there.
saying that. Nobody's saying that though. That's the thing
Nah,
about it.
people
No,
aren't saying that, David. I think they are, bro.
not really. Not
Not
really.
anymore, though. Not anymore. You are right. Not anymore. People were saying that.
Really. Yeah,
Yeah.
right now they're not
That's a shock,
saying
though.
that.
I don't know why Ryan Garcia's not getting cooked like Conor Benn and that, but It is what it is. Lastly, let's move on to Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul for a reported $250 million in India. Do you look at this similar to the Misfits, similar to the Jake Pauls of the world?
100%. This is not it. It's not it for me. Nah, I'm not having it at all.
So you wouldn't watch? Would you watch it?
I'm going to have to watch it because obviously it's what we do here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't ignore it because of what we do here, innit? You see what I'm saying? But do I want it? No. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like being a child or a baby and you're hungry and you have to eat. So you're gonna have to eat whatever's coming.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It's you know what I mean. It is what it is, and that's exactly what's going on with this. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't want it. I've got no interest in it. But it is what it is.
I
And if
don't
I was,
want it, but I'll take it.
listen, listen.
It's like when you're full, you get a little bit of dessert. Like, why not in it? Like, I don't mind it. The only problem I have with it is I didn't watch live because I'm never gonna pay for it. If it's pay per view, I'm not watching it. By the way, if it's like a Netflix or something, I'll watch it. But pay per view, I'm not watching it. Um, but if like Logan Paul versus Mayweather, Mayweather couldn't get rid of him because of the size. So I'll be really interested to see what the weight will be. Because then it's just going to be another snooze fest. Like Logan Paul's going to try and knock out Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's going to try and knock out Logan Paul, but because of the size, it's not going to happen. And because of the skill McGregor has compared to Logan Paul, I'd have to imagine that I can't see that happening. But $250 million for both fighters, by the way. So it's a $500 million fight in India, which is quite interesting. I don't know why India is hosting it. I think maybe they want to put more eyes on combat over there. Um, but hey, it is what it is, man. Conor McGregor's taken a lot of L's recently, and he could have been like, I know this is a boxing show, but I looked at him like he was Ali-esque. Like he could have been an Ali for MMA, man, because the way he is trash talking was, the way his motivational speeches were like. It's very disappointing what's happened to him. But lastly, let's talk about Jai versus David Nyika happening on Wednesday, the 8th of January, in the next couple of days. Great fight. I'm really surprised that these Nike is fighting Opeaia, taking this fight very early, coming in as a replacement as well. Like I thought that would have been a big fight, New Zealand versus Australia, in a few years' time. I'm really surprised Nike is coming in to take this fight now.
Yeah, 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 it is. But sometimes opportunity knocks, and when it does, you got to grab it with both hands and shout out the man for doing it. To be honest with you, if it's a great fight, it might happen again later on down the line again.
Mm. Who do you think wins that fight?
My dog Jai,
Ruthlessly, innit?
come on.
Bro, there's something about Jagpatai's eyes, man. Like he's a scary. There's something in his eyes. You can tell he's gone through stuff, bro. Like you can tell it when we saw him, bro. Like the way his peers and eyes are, he's a killer in and out the ring, bro. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe. We have a few giveaways to give out to you guys, to our subscribers, to our followers. Once we reach the 2K mark, so make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, listen, obviously you guys are watching this. Thanks for supporting the channel all throughout 2024. We're in a brand new year. Make sure you hit that like button and share the video as well, and get your friends, family to hit that subscribe button as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, I've been David Aloka,
And I've been Joe Ojala.
and you've been watching the Squared Circle. We'll see you again next time.